Welcome back, gossip enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the tangled web of drama between Brittany Broski, Tana Mongeau, and Trisha Paytas. Grab your popcorn because this tea is piping hot. Let's start with Brittany Broski, who made headlines after her appearance on the Zack Sang Podcast on July 14th. During the interview, she revealed that she avoids parties where she might be photographed with people she doesn't want to be associated with.
Scary.
Do you find yourself associating in those circles? Like, are you making friends with other internet creators?
Well, yeah, of course. But I've been in this long enough to where it's like I've met all the people I want to, and I'm friends with who I want to be friends with.
Totally.
So I don't go to parties that are full of people that I don't even want to be photographed with.
She's a huge influencer, and we were like out at a party, and she was with like all of her friends, and all of her friends and I were taking a photo together, and they were like asking her to get in it, and she was like, "Oh, that's not good for my brand." And I was
That's wild.
and then she'll like call me blackout drunk and be like, "What's the party? Like, where should I go? Like, what?" And I'm like, "Do you like?" That was the thing. It was very, it's like a lot of people will do that to me where they're like, "No, I really like you and I want to hang out with you, but I couldn't be in a photo with you." And I'm like, "Oh, come
grossest.
on."
That's the grossest thing. I hate that. As if they're like better than you on some level or a different brand. And also, like, if her brand is not like that squeaky clean, it's not like she has this, like, at all. I was just like, wait, that's so weird.
It did catch me by surprise. And things like that, I will just like never forget.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to me. Like, that one just did catch me by surprise. I don't know. Like,
I would
it's
feel
like,
horrible. I'd feel
I'm
so
not
bad.
saying you have to sit here and like come on the canceled podcast
Right.
and hold my hand in a paparazzi photo, but
Yeah.
like in the back of a selfie at a party that people are
Yeah.
texting to someone, like your brand's not that fucking serious.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like, those parties happen, and I have friend groups that get invited, I get invited, and I'm just like, I'm all right. Because even associating with those people, as a woman, I'm much more subjected to cancel culture than, like, a white man comic. It's like I could go to one of these parties, take a picture with someone problematic, and I could be done. Because that's what I'm associated with forever. Cody Ko could go to one of these parties, and, it's just like, oh, it's just an internet party.
And he goes out.
And he does. He loves it. I see him at stuff, and it's just like, it sucks that that's the reality. I also love Cody Ko. I love Cody and Noel.
Does it suck or is it healthy? But like, you do stun your social capabilities because you're not going to think in fear of somebody who has a bad rap or showing up there. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, nobody wants to show up to a party with Taylor Holder.
Right.
Okay? Like, nobody wants to be in the same room as that guy.
Well, that's the thing. And when you are there and then those type of people show up, it's like...
And it's almost inevitable
Yeah.
that they show up.
Well, and then, I had this kind of come to Jesus with myself where I was like, what are you doing? Like, this isn't what I do. I'm not one of those people that's famous for being famous or famous for being problematic or famous for being hot or famous for being, it's like, I do internet stuff because first and foremost, I'm going to make myself laugh. Second of all, I'm there for my audience, and my audience doesn't follow people like that. That is a completely different audience.
Yeah.
Usually kids. You know what I mean? Under the age of 18.
It's really sad.
It is. They're...
I think Jake Paul is king of it.
Oh, dude.
I think
Jake
he's
Paul, king
king
of the 8-year-olds. That's what they call him.
Tana Mongeau spilled some major tea on the Just Trish podcast, hinting at a certain internet celebrity who allegedly doesn't want to be seen with her. Speculation ran wild, with many fingers pointing at none other than Brittany Broski. Fans were left reeling from the alleged hypocrisy, with many taking to TikTok to voice their frustrations. Some accused Broski of portraying herself as above other influencers, while others questioned her loyalty to her friends.
I have a question for Brittany Broski. I saw Tana's video about how Britney said that, "Oh, I love you, but I can't take pictures with you in public. And I love you, but I can't be on your podcast because people would hate me." But then Tana was like, "But she calls me wasted trying to find where the party's at." Girl, if there's one thing that I think is so tired, it's when people think that they're way up here. Trust me, I think I think she has graduated and she's broken through the roof of only being someone who is popular on social media. But when you think that you are better than other people, or because people have had a more colorful past than you have, girl, you make videos screaming about nothing, talking about your bowel movements. Like, who do you think you are? Like Hilton. Like, you can't go on the canceled podcast because you think that you'd get backlash. Like, girl, if you thought that people were going to hate you, I hate you now, because I, as someone who has had a colorful past, and there are a lot of things in my past that I'm ashamed of, anyone who says they don't want to be seen with me because it would hurt their image, girl, bye.
Mojo dropped a bombshell of text messages between her and Broski.
I texted her and I was like, I would actually fall over and die to have you on my podcast if you're ever feeling like doing charity, LOL.
I love the way you ask someone. Yeah, that's
I set it up very much like, you are so above this, but like, if you ever wanted to come stoop down to the slums, we're here and we'd love to have you, Brittany.
Yeah.
Whatever. And she said, OMFG, you know I love you, but my fans would literally stab and grill me on a campfire if I did.
Stab and grill me on a campfire.
And then I said, why? And she didn't answer me.
I really love her. I think she's so funny, but that really bothered me, actually.
Of course. I mean, that's literally, first of all, so rude.
But let's not forget the elephant in the room. While Brittany Broski may be selective about the parties she attends, some fans couldn't help but notice a discrepancy in her podcast appearances. Despite her reluctance to be associated with certain individuals, Brittany has been seen on men's podcasts, including controversial figures like Theo Von der Trish's co-host, Oscar, added fuel to the fire by mentioning Broski's swift rejection of an invitation to appear on the Just Trish podcast.
I never had so much anxiety about a story, because I guess I'm not really involved in drama like this, so I was just like, but then your Reddit post, and you put it eloquently, but you said something like that did she reject us?
Yes.
Wait, did you not tell me?
No, because I didn't want to make you sad.
I literally was like to Moses, I was like, wait, I just thought she like ignored us. And that's what we talked about on Cancel. I'm like, you know what? Leave me on red all day long, because a rejection is horrible.
But mine was better because it was through the PR. So
what was the PR?
What?
What do you mean?
I reached out to her publicist.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the response? I mean, because first of all, let me also clarify by saying.
It was nice. It wasn't like, they're very professional. It was like, and I was like, with any rejection, that's why I understood Tana. Any rejection, like, definitely is like, oh.
I've never been rejected either. So when you're like, the initial sting hurt us, and I was like, wait, did we get rejected? I just thought we never heard back. Which I know, well, thank God, because I was just like, oh my God, thank God you didn't tell me, because I do let me also be known, like, I'm such an emotional, reactionary person, which is why I'm glad you did the Reddit, because, like, when she told me, my initial reaction is because I, like, love Tana so much. I was just like, that's so mean, you know, like, I didn't think, right? I didn't think anything. I wasn't trying to be, like, a mean girl. I wasn't trying to instigate whatever. I was like, that's so mean, because I think I did say something then, like, you know, I was like, that's so mean, like, you know, whatever, like, I think I said she's been on problematic podcasts. I don't know. I think I got a little, like, too maybe feisty for it, but I wasn't out of that place. It's like, I'm so emotional where now I can, like, remove myself and be like, okay, I've also been the Britney, in the sense of, like, I rejected a podcast one time and I was, like, so rude. I talk about this all the time. I don't know, probably Britney doesn't want me to say this, but I see a lot of myself in Britney, in the sense of, like, you know, okay, anyways, not to get whatever, but that part of the being whatever. I also don't know Britney's sense of humor, because I don't watch her podcast, so, like, her reply to Tana, a lot of people were saying that's her sense of humor. So I guess that all of that with that reaction, my reaction anyways, I was just kind of like, oh man, Brittany told this mutual friend of mine that, like, for no reason, just like, no, people don't like me and stuff. And and this was recent. This was like a few months ago. And I just remember being, like, so hurt by that. I think I maybe told you. I don't know if I told you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I just remember being, like, really hurt, because I was like, you know, I try and change, like, everything, did my image for myself, for my family, like, all this stuff like that. I've been just trying, right, for so long. And so to hear someone I don't know say that, I think I already had that bad taste in my mouth. And I never said anything, because, like, again, people have the right to, like, dislike me. I get why I leave a bad taste in people's mouth. But to hear it from, like, a mutual friend that she was also, like, not talking nice. So anyways, that was my issue. And I feel like they didn't know that, so I feel like them telling me, I had this, like, initial reaction to be like, that's so mean, like, you know, she's not perfect either. So just to clarify that, but I totally get Brittany's side. Anyways, back to that. So what did the publicist reject us for?
They just said, like, we're gonna kindly pass on Brittany's behalf with the quickness, but I appreciated the response.
Okay,
that's it.
Perfect. And I feel like that could have been a good response to Tana, because she said something so graphic, and I can't remember, like, they would, like, decapitate me or something crazy. And so I think that's my initial reaction was, like, that's so mean. And I think, again, just like on Tana I don't want to like speak for her, but I think it really did come a place of like hurt. It wasn't like trying to be like, because she still like loves her and she still like wants her to be on the podcast. And I think they are like friendly where they have like each other's phone number and they're friends out in public. And I think that's even worse, right? Brittany like talking crap about me to somebody, I get it. She just sees me as like a character or whatever, or my past or whatever. So like, yeah, it hurt me even though I'm not like friends. But if it's someone that you're friends with and they're like, I love you, but absolutely not because like people would hate me, I would be like a little offended. But anyways.
The speed of the decline raised eyebrows and fueled speculation about Broski's true intentions. One thing's for sure, Brittany Broski's party politics have sparked a frenzy of speculation and debate among fans and gossip mongers alike. Will the truth behind her selective socializing ever come to light? What are your thoughts on Brittany's party revelations, dear viewers? Do you admire her strategic approach, or do you think she's missing out on valuable connections? Share your opinions in the comments below.